Hello friends, we are studying Science and Technology Part 1, Class 10, Chapter number 3, Chemical Reactions and Equations. Students, in last video, we have started to study the types of chemical reactions. We know that there are 4 types of chemical reactions. Out of that, the first type of chemical reaction is combination reaction. Second type of reaction is decomposition reaction. Number third is displacement reaction. And number 4 is double displacement reaction. In last video, we have studied the two types of chemical reactions, that is combination reaction and decomposition reaction. In today's lecture, in today's video, we are going to study about the third type of chemical reaction and fourth type of chemical reaction. So let us see here. The third type of chemical reaction is displacement reaction. We saw in the beginning of this chapter that on adding zinc dust to blue colored copper sulfate solution, a colorless solution of zinc sulfate is formed and heat is generated. See the equation 3 for this reaction. We have seen that equation. When addition of zinc dust to blue colored copper sulfate solution, it gives out colorless solution of zinc sulfate. Okay, you can see that reaction. Okay, from that we learnt that the zinc ions, that is Zn2 plus ions formed from zinc atoms, take the place of copper ions, that is Cu2 plus ions in copper sulfate, and copper atoms formed from Cu2 plus ion come out. It means that zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Students, when this reaction takes place, what happens? The zinc ions from zinc atom take the place of copper ions from copper sulfate, okay, of copper atoms, and formed copper ions. Okay, it means that in this reaction, it means that zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. It means zinc is more reactive than copper. Okay, so what is the definition? See here, the reaction in which the place of the ion of a less reactive element in a compound is taken by another more reactive element by formation of its own ions is called displacement reaction. So students, in this reaction you can see that zinc is more reactive element and which displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Okay, now we will learn about reactivity of elements in the chapter on metallurgy. Okay, the elements iron and lead, similar to zinc, displaces copper from its compound. Okay, iron and lead also, like zinc, they are more reactive. Okay, so they can displace copper from its compound. Now here one of the activity is given, that is use your brain power. Complete the following reactions and give names of the products. In that very first, number 1, CuSO4 plus Fe, that is copper sulfate aqueous. Aqueous means it is a solution of copper sulfate, plus Fe, that is iron, which is in solid state. When this iron reacts with copper sulfate solution, it gives out ferrous sulfate, that is iron sulfate, FeSO4 plus copper, and some amount of heat is released. Okay, this is the reaction. Okay, I have completed here. Okay, you can write in your notebook. Then second reaction, that is copper sulfate, that is CuSO4 aqueous plus Pb. Okay, it gives PbSO4. Okay, lead sulfate. Pb is lead and PbSO4, that is lead sulfate plus copper. Okay, now this is about displacement reaction. We have studied what is displacement reaction. Okay, in short, we can say that the more reactive ion or element displaces the less reactive element from its compound and takes its place. Okay, that is a displacement reaction. Now, the fourth type of reaction is double displacement reaction. We have seen in the equation 9. What is that ninth equation? I have written here, that is AgNO3, silver nitrate, plus NaCl, sodium chloride. It gives out AgCl plus NaNO3, sodium nitrate. Okay, it is AgCl, that is silver chloride is of white precipitate. Okay, it is in the white precipitate, means it's looking like a white precipitate. So this is the equation which is ninth. Okay, and that white precipitate of silver chloride, that is AgCl, is formed by an exchange of silver and sodium ions present in the reactants. See, what is the definition of double displacement reaction is given here. The reaction in which the ions in the reactants are exchanged to form a precipitate are called double displacement reactions. These reactions definition is very important. Okay, these definitions of all the reaction types of the reaction, their definitions are very important, and also the examples of these reactions very important. Okay, so students, learn these definitions and keep in mind their examples. Okay, now recall the activity 3 in which you added potassium chromate K2CrO4 into the solution of barium sulfate, that is BaSO4. This activity is given in your textbook. K2CrO4. You can see here I have written this reaction here, K2CrO4 plus BaSO4. It gives BaCrO4 plus K2SO4. In that, question 1, what was the color of the precipitate formed? Here the precipitate of BaCrO4, barium chromate, is of yellow colored. Then second question, write the name of the precipitate, that is BaCrO4. Then number third, write down the balanced equation for this reaction. Students, you try yourself. Is the given equation is balanced equation? If no, you have to try. Then number 4, will you call this reaction a displacement reaction or a double displacement reaction? You have to identify the given reaction is displacement reaction or double displacement reaction. So students, we know that precipitate is formed in which type of reaction? Yes, in double displacement reaction, precipitate is formed. So you have to decide, is it double displacement reaction or displacement reaction? Okay, then the next point, endothermic and exothermic process and reaction. Students, wait for a while and just remind that we have studied 4 types of chemical reactions. That is, first is combination reaction, second is decomposition reaction, third is displacement reaction, and this fourth one is double displacement reaction. Okay, now this is the next point, that is endothermic and exothermic process and reaction. Heat is absorbed and given away in various processes and reactions. Accordingly, processes and reactions are classified as endothermic or exothermic. Students, we know that in many of the processes and many of the reactions, sometimes heat is absorbed and sometimes heat is given away, given out. Accordingly, this concept, the reactions are classified as endothermic reactions or exothermic reactions. So let us study what is meant by endothermic reactions and exothermic reactions. Means in place of reactions we can write processes also. Okay, so endothermic and exothermic processes. Heat from outside is absorbed during some physical changes. For example, number 1, melting of ice. Number 2, dissolution of potassium nitrate in water. Therefore, these are endothermic processes. Students, are you getting what is meant by endothermic processes? Heat from outside is absorbed during some physical changes, and two examples also given. In melting of ice we need heat, means heat is absorbed. Okay, this type of reaction in which heat is get absorbed is called as endothermic processes. And also in the second example, dissolution of potassium nitrate in water, it also needs some heat. Okay, now on the other hand, heat is given away during some physical changes. For example, number 1, formation of ice from water. Number 2, dissolution of sodium hydroxide in water. Therefore, these are exothermic processes. In the process of dilution of concentrated sulfuric acid with water, very large amount of heat is liberated. As a result, water gets evaporated instantaneously. If it is poured into the concentrated sulfuric acid, which may cause an accident. To avoid this, required amount of water is taken in a glass container and small quantity of concentrated sulfuric acid at a time is added with stirring. Therefore, only a small amount of heat is liberated at a time. So, in exothermic process, we come to know that it is a physical change in which heat is given away. Okay, in these the two examples, that is formation of ice from water, means when water gets converted into ice, it need to evolve some amount of heat. Okay, and secondly, in dissolution of sodium hydroxide in water, there also the emission, means heat is given out. Okay, and one more example is given in the process of dilution of concentrated sulfuric acid with water, means when there is need to add concentrated sulfuric acid with water, very large amount of heat is liberated. So what happens if we add or poured concentrated sulfuric acid to water? It may cause much dangerous accident. So to avoid this accident, we have to take required amount of water in a glass container, and small quantity of concentrated sulfuric acid at a time is added with stirring. Therefore, only a small quantity of or amount of heat is liberated at the time. Now, let us see endothermic and exothermic reactions in which exchange of heat takes place. There is an exchange of heat in chemical reactions as well. Accordingly, some chemical reactions are exothermic while some other are endothermic. During exothermic chemical reactions, heat is given away when reactants are transformed into the products, while during endothermic chemical reactions, heat is either absorbed from the surroundings or has to be supplied continuously from outside. For example, the first example is calcium carbonate, which is in solid state, plus heat. Means if we give calcium carbonate some heat, okay, means heat is given to CaCO3, it gives out CaO, calcium oxide, plus CO2, that is carbon dioxide. This reaction is endothermic reaction. Students, you can observe here at the left hand side, heat is added. It means heat is absorbed in the reaction. So the reaction in which heat is absorbed, that is called as endothermic reaction. And exothermic reaction, in the second reaction, here we can see CaO, that is calcium oxide plus water, it gives out CaOH2 plus heat. In this reaction at the right hand side, means in the product, heat is added, okay, it means heat is given out from the reactant. Therefore this type of reaction is called as exothermic reaction, the reaction in which heat is given out from the reactant is called as exothermic reaction. So students, in this way, today we have studied about the remaining two types of chemical reactions, that is displacement reactions, double displacement reaction, and after that also we have studied what is endothermic and exothermic processes and reactions. Okay, thank you students.